Hello everyone, hey, Jawtooth again. Got a great video for you. Hey, it's a cold Thursday here in January. It's about 23 degrees and we're looking for the Cincinnati Eastern Railroad. We got 4 locomotives somewhere down here on the east end of the line, and should be a rock train coming through. Expecting to have the Green Goblin maybe on the back. I was just looking for the train and I heard him talking on the radio, so I'm starting to hear stuff. So I know I'm getting close. Let's have a look at the rail. Okay. You can tell they haven't been through here yet today. Here's another spot over here. Let's have a look at this spot. There you go.
22.
Nothing's been through here, and I'm hearing some activity on the radio, so I know I'm nearby. Go ahead and start the video, son. Here we go. Cincinnati Eastern Railroad. We're going to have a loaded westbound rock train. And right now I'm at Mount Zion, Ohio. There's the passing track at Mount Zion. They use this to store cars on. These are just storage cars. They're all empty. The owners just don't need them right now, so they pay a daily rate to the railroad to store them. And here is a Norfolk and Western color position signal. Look at this. Been shut off for a good 20 years. Turned them off at least 20 years ago. I gotta look that date up sometime. Pretty cool looking, aren't they? Right next to the railroad crossing here at Mount Zion. Here's a derail switch. Look at this. Derail switch right next to the crossing. And here's the mechanisms for it. Let's see what's that say. I can't really tell. Bethlehem steel. I don't see a date on it. It says Bethlehem on the handle right there. The idea is if a car starts rolling, one of these cars will start rolling, they come to this derail switch, and with it set like this, it would send the car off the track and over there into the weeds instead of rolling onto the main line and creating a huge disaster. I actually filmed one of these in use last year in Kentucky, where a track mobile and a few railroad cars got loose and they rolled off on these derails and derailed before it got on the main line on the CSX. Saved a huge disaster. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. It's really interesting. The train is just around the corner there, about a half a mile. I hear them switching. All right, here's a look at the rail. You got Carnegie rail, 132 pounds per yard. Look at this piece here, 1948, 4 dashes, that's April. 1948, 132 pound rail right here at the railroad crossing. Now that's on the passing siding. I'm in Adams County, Ohio. Population 27,477 as of the 2020 census. And I'm in the northern part of Adams County. By the way, Adams County was named after President John Adams, and it was formed in 1797. The railroad didn't come through here until almost 100 years later. Well, the train's gonna be coming right behind me. It's almost here. Been listening to them put the train together, and it does sound like they've got the Green Goblin on the back. So it's gonna be really interesting. I heard them talking about going up the Williamsburg hill, and they're gonna need the Green Goblin for that. So that's good. We'll chase them all the way to Williamsburg. Should be coming around the curve here anytime. Hey, I just heard them talking on the radio. They said they got 4,000 tons on this train. Right now, they're doing 3-step. I heard him give 3-step protection. 3-step protection is a way that they protect the crews when they're working between the cars or the cars in a locomotive. The engineer has to set the brakes, set the reverser in neutral, and turn off the generator. Still waiting for that train. Okay, they dropped 3-step. Here we go. This is gonna be a good one. Cool. Got a load of railroad ties on the front. Got an empty hopper car there, came out of storage.
He will be good.
4,000 tons of rock.
I'll grab the cooler.
All right, let's give it a minute. Here we go.
Well, what's that, Winchester Hill? Alright.
They gotta go down this grade, then they go up Winchester Hill. It's a little bit of a challenge here, but it's not as bad as Williamsburg. Said something about stopping in Sardinia. I didn't understand what they were talking about there. I'm not sure, doing some kind of inspection on a locomotive. Didn't understand it. These gondolas are unloaded by an excavator. The hopper cars are unloaded through the bottom. These cars are all loaded with rock. Got a bunch of flat cars out of storage here. These used to be auto racks. There comes a Green Goblin. They're going down the hill right there. Then they cross the giant trestle bridge. And then they go back up the hill on the other side. Williamsburg's out that way just a couple miles. Now, was that cool or what? $4,000 tons of rock. All right, my hands are freezing. I'm gonna jump in the truck here, get warmed up, and we're gonna get that train a couple more spots. So don't go away. And when I say a couple, I mean a bunch. So here we go. But wait, there's more. I beat them to Winchester. Didn't think I'd be able to do it. But I had to park way up the road. Green Goblin, I see you.
Made it through Winchester.
Made it through Winchester, he said. You had to park all the way up there. Just barely beat the train here. Just had to park too far away. All right, we're gonna go up to, let's see, Macon. I can beat them to Macon. Then we'll go to Sardinia, Mount Orb, and Williamsburg. Winchester Fire Department, right over there. All right, here we go. Well, they're going to cut the 1011 off in Sardinia. That's the green locomotive. So the green one's not going up the hill. They think they can make it with the three on the front.
Bring it all the way down with us, you know.
They still haven't decided 100%.
Tomorrow.
They haven't decided 100% yet. But it's sounding like...
All they need to do is an air test. I don't know how all that is.
I'm not sure what they're talking about. There's Winchester.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They're talking about doing an air test on one of these locomotives. With the inspector. Norfolk Southern inspector. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I'm still trying to figure it out. Anyways, here we go. Going over the top of the train. Here we are in Macon, and we're getting a close-up look at one of these Norfolk and Western color position signals. They got bags so long ago that the bags are coming off of them, kind of rotting off. I can't find any kind of wording on them anywhere. Manufacturer, year, anything. There's one there, there's one over here. Let's get on the other side so we're not shooting in the sun. There's the ladder. You can still climb up this thing. Pretty cool, isn't it? Here we go, they're finally coming around the curve. Let's see what kind of a picture we can get like this. I'm in 4K, 60 frames per second. All that sputtering, clicking, that's the spitter valves. That's blowing moisture out of the pipes to prevent damage from the moisture. There you go. Let's go up to the Sardinia and see what we can do. That was a good one. Macon, Ohio. But wait, there's more. There always is. I'm just outside of Sardinia, between Macon and Sardinia. Hey, there's a piece of property for sale right here, right next to railroad tracks. It's only on 1 acre. They're asking, I think it was $60,000, and there's no septic system. It's a really old mobile home. It's got a small metal garage, but it is right next to the railroad tracks. The biggest problem is no septic. You can see some of the rocks sticking up. See right there? There's some. Heavy load. $4,000 tons of rock. I heard them say that on the radio. I haven't counted the cars. There she goes, and here's the property that could be yours right next to the railroad tracks. This property could be yours. Just call that number. 1 acre. Got a nice little building right there. The home isn't a whole lot. There's a little extra shed. There you go.